Hey y'all, it's Renee from 9B Florida Panhandle. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, I don't know about you, but I feel that spring is sprung here in Florida. I have a lot of trees and things that are like budding out right now, and I need to prune them back. I have a mulberry tree. The bad news is I don't know what kind of mulberry tree because I got it at a nursery for like $6 and it just said mulberry on it. And it grows so fast here in Florida. I cannot tell you, that sucker grew like 3 feet the first year, and the second year in the ground, I think it grew like another like 4 or 5 feet. But I gotta prune that back. I gotta get some nice branching going on in the trees. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. And then I know I live in this wonderful 9 zone where things can grow to 9, and then you can kind of zone push the warmer things that grow to like zone 10 that might make it in 9. So I have a lot of plants that, well, they're sad. You will see them today. And that's okay, because I know like my princess bush, it did the same thing last year. I'm gonna cut it all the way down to the ground, and like literally it grew 6 feet last season, from spring to the end of summer. So I'm gonna need to cut that back today. I have some butterfly bushes, I'm just saying here. You know, I think we live in an area where full sun and butterfly bushes don't work for me. I've had some in full sun, and I don't know, maybe the sprinkler system, they were just getting too wet, I don't know. But I have one proven winners butterfly bush, the poster blue, and it does great, and it's sitting right in front of a sprinkler head. So I know when the sprinkler's running during the summer, it is getting a lot of water, and it does great. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with those suckers, but I'm thinking I'm gonna like take off the dead branches and then see if something happens. If something doesn't happen, I got a lot of plants in holding right now. So I can easily replenish those with something that I have that will probably do better. And I don't know if I'm gonna get to any planting today, but my mom gave me some tulips several years ago. And they may have been sitting in my house a long time, but they were hard, and I sat them in water for a couple of days, and they're still hard, and they look better. I mean, they look like they got roots, I don't know. I'm gonna put them in a pot and see if they grow for me. And I'm also gonna show you some of the lilies that I planted, because some of them are coming up now. So exciting. It's so exciting that I bought more lilies. So we're gonna be planting those in a future video, but let's go ahead and do some pruning today. So you can see this here and that there and everywhere. There are leaves coming out on this baby. But I don't want it to get real leggy, so I need to go ahead and prune it down. So what I am looking for is this. So where I have little leaves here budding out away from the trunk of the tree, I'm actually going to prune right above it to encourage this shoot to come out, and this way we have good airflow that stays in the middle of the tree. So I'm going to look for those really long ones and see if I can't cut them back. Some of them probably need to be cut back about 2 or 3 feet down, but I'm not going to mess with any of the ones that are kind of shorter and have a good form to them. Hey, how are you? Hanging in there. Oh, thank you. I'm working on it. All right, so I think the overall form is so much better now. That looks great. So on to my next one. So my next one here is the princess bush. And I have already scratched the trunk and there is nothing green there. So I'm going to cut all of this down, and hopefully in the spring it'll sprout back up again and look more beautiful than ever. All right, so one of the things I do between plants when I'm pruning is I like to kind of sterilize them. And different people have different methods, but what I like to do, and it's just quick and easy, is I'll get a paper towel and I will spray some Lysol on it. I figure if it's good for the CDC, it's good for me. And I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick swipe on here and get those pruners nice and clean again. And that way I'm not spreading disease around my yard. All right, let's get to pruning. Some of these are big. I gotta go get my loppers. All right, so these are one of those kind of borderline zonal plants that I'm hoping will come back. But if it doesn't, I may have some proven winners, Rose of Sharon's, to take their place, waiting to go. So with this one, again, I just went down really deep here, and I did a little scratch test. And unfortunately, they're all brown. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these all the way down. And I'm going to give them a little bit longer to see if they come back. I mean, I am looking down at the stem that I just cut, and I'm not seeing a lot of green, but you never know. I left the branches and the leaves on here because I was hoping that that might give it some sort of additional insulation from the cold. But this is in a pretty exposed part of my yard. And yeah, they really got burnt pretty bad by the cold this year. I'm going to go ahead and cut back these other two. Oh, look there. There's some new green. So this one might actually make it. So exciting. All right, so this is my Pugster Blue butterfly bush from Proven Winners. This is actually its second spring season, and it kept these beautiful green leaves all winter long. So I know that this plant is alive and thriving. Over here, I have another one. I don't really remember its name, unfortunately, but it too has survived. And then I have one on the opposite side of my garden. Well, it didn't really make it. But my husband, for Valentine's Day, got me these beautiful flowers here. Aren't they gorgeous? I am a little nervous about them being forced bloom so early in the season, but you know, I'll deadhead them, feed them, and hopefully that'll work. The other butterfly bushes are over here, and they didn't fare so well. This is one of those cotton candy ones, and I can already tell I scratched it, and those twigs just break right off. So I totally understand that with butterfly bushes, it's hard to know for sure until springtime. So I'm going to leave these in but I have some plants on standby just in case. There is one butterfly bush that's down here that made it, and this gets, well, mostly shade. And it's the only one that has a lot of new growth going on with it. So I think this one is going to survive. And then I know I said I was going to show you some of my lilies I planted are coming up right here. So exciting. I'm not sure if it's the red ones or if it's the stargazers, but I'm just thrilled I have movement right now. I know that it's only going to get better as the days get warmer. The other thing that I thought I would show you is going to be my really cute bottle brush, that Little John bottle brush that I put in. So it did sustain a little bit of damage, but I think it's going to make it. It's still mostly green, which is awesome, but let me show you what that looks like. So you can see it has just a little bit of some frost damage in there. Not bad at all, but I like taking care of these things sooner rather than later. I think it's only going to encourage more growth.
And here's this beauty all pruned up, ready for the springtime.
All right, so I have a pot. I have those tulips that are still pretty firm, and I've soaked them. So we're gonna hope for the best here. I have some stems that are here, so I know which way to plant them up. And the roots don't look bad, especially for how old they are. So I'm just gonna put them down a few inches below the soil. And you know, like I always say, you know, magic may happen. So I love it when magic happens. So we're gonna give it a try. If you don't try, you just don't know if something good's gonna happen. I know it's pretty late in the season to be doing this, but you know, I just want to get them out of my bedroom where they've been sitting in a container for 2 years. So we're going to get these in. There are a lot more here than I remembered there being. So you can see how I have them all positioned. Wow, it sure does feel good getting something in some dirt rather than just cutting some dead stuff away. If you know what I mean, can I have a comment with an amen down below? So, I hope you're able to go out and make something beautiful in your world today. And bye, y'all, until the next video.